a town you never heard of. Hey everybody, welcome to the Common Folk Podcast with Ben, Morgan, and Andy.
All right, welcome back to Common Folk.
Let's go.
This
What's
nice
going
spring
on?
day, windows open?
Yeah.
Wait, when is it
We do have the
summer,
windows
technically?
I don't know.
July? No, it's before that.
For me, it's like when school's out, right?
Yes, that's
So,
what I always
yeah.
think, but I think
It's
no.
coming up.
It's so nice today.
It is.
It's
Top 10 day.
beautiful. It's beautiful out for sure, no doubt. It's 70?
Yeah. Sunny.
No wind.
A little hazy, though, right?
We've had a bunch of rain. There is a bunch of haze. It's coming from
Canada.
Canada,
No,
apparently.
not that far.
Yeah,
Or
it
the
is.
glove. It's the people making
It
the
is.
gloves.
It is that
Wait,
what's going on?
what's going on there?
It's
Bunch of fires?
It's the Watson guys,
Oh.
or have
Watson
a bunch of
gloves, you're gonna put it on them.
wildfires.
They-
Now, there's a bunch of wildfires up in Canada, and that air pollution's making its way down across the states.
Okay, I feel like this happens every year.
And that's what our guest was saying beforehand, right?
It totally does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was driving earlier today, I was listening to the radio, whatever it was,
Mhm.
and they had some expert, on that they were interviewing.
yeah.
And
Who's
this
the
lady was
expert?
like,
I'm an air expert.
yeah, this lady was like, so yeah, the air is really pollution right now, and like for folks just need to stay inside. You shouldn't go anywhere. And for the people who work outside, you need to think about like working a night shift or doing
Oh.
something in the evening because everything settles. So this is what you should do. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Wait, was this on NPR?
I don't know what it was on, honestly.
Okay.
Like it probably
well,
was like because it
yeah.
was just the radio. And I was like, hold on a second.
That's pretty wild. So
I can't, like, you can see the haze.
everything is like just geared to keep people inside.
Yeah.
Like what's going on?
I know.
So
No, it's
Kidding me.
called get active, get outside. Don't be
Yeah.
a lazy.
It's not going to be that big of a deal. We've been dealing with this our whole life.
yeah, there are wildfires every year.
And it might take a couple years off of our life for every single year that we sit down and we suck in the Canada wildfires.
Is that it? Is that? I don't know.
But it is what it is. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, get out and get to work, man.
It's got to get done,
It's a good excuse to just stay in bed, but
I guess. You didn't know about it.
No,
you
exactly.
couldn't take advantage today.
no.
So tomorrow
uh-uh.
you can take the day off. You can just
Okay.
Let it settle.
protect yourself
Okay.
in the house, and you'll be fine.
I'll remind you tomorrow morning when you're like, oh, are you heading into the shop? Nope. You said I could take the day off.
Well, I won't be there, so you can.
Well, I'm not going to be here either.
There. Oh, okay.
Oh.
It's been settled. There we go.
But,
So moving
Andy,
on.
you have a guest in here.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about moving and moving on and being outdoors.
Yeah.
So this is a great segue into who we have here today. Heidi Marsh. Now, you wear a few different hats like so many of our guests, but we brought you on so you could talk about being the director, right, of the Crofton Dam race. And it's a race like no other. There's a lot of different things going on. Beautiful country. I bet you pull in people from all over the place for this thing.
We sure do. It's a damn good time. Thanks for having me.
That's why I was like, wait, how do they spell that? How do they spell that?
It's
damn?
DAM.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
The whole damn thing.
Yeah, for years, Crofton had a sweet little sign along Highway 81 that said, Crofton, the friendliest town by a dam site. The friendliest little town by a dam site.
Really?
It was always really
That's
sweet.
awesome.
So help folks understand, where is Crofton?
We are in northeast Nebraska. We're tucked up right up against Lewis and Clark Lake and the Missouri River. So, you can smell the no income tax from South Dakota, right where we are. We
You're that close.
Yeah, we are as far northeast as you can get.
Okay.
So, sidebar, South Dakota doesn't have state income tax?
Correct.
State income tax. I knew Texas did, and
I was going to
didn't
say,
realize
yeah.
South Dakota.
Florida, Texas. Yeah.
So that governor that everybody's like super pissed at right
Oh.
now, she is making sure that you don't have to pay state income tax. That's good.
She's the one.
We always think that if you're choosing to live where we live, it's because Crofton's such a great place to live.
Because you're just across, like you could go across the border and not have to pay state income tax.
Yep, you sure can. Yep, you sure can.
That's funny.
You got a damn nice golf course too.
We
I
do.
love that
We
golf
do.
course.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's kind of this little hidden gem. I mean, maybe not so hidden anymore because Crofton has these beautiful, like rolling chalk rock hills and these wooded areas and kind of this riverboat history in that area, you know, Jesse James history. So it's kind of this sweet little spot in Nebraska.
We haven't ever been there, have we? You can always remember
I'm
the places we've gone.
Positive I personally have been through it.
Okay.
But not like stopped and like checked out all the things.
Okay.
You know?
Pretty close to where Kylo had his accident.
Okay.
Oh.
Right
yeah.
outside town. Yeah, we went
Definitely
pheasant hunting.
been there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Was that the river that we were next to?
Yeah, the
Okay.
Missouri River. Yeah.
So
Was
he's
it the Missouri
forgetting,
when he was?
he's forgetting to say Kylo is his dog who shit on close to my son in the back seat.
Oh,
All over the place.
But, yeah,
Yeah.
I thought he was just getting excited because he knew, we're
oh,
getting
like a
close to the hunting.
peeing accident, not
Yeah.
like a car crash accident.
Right,
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was something worse. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
No.
It was just
Yeah,
a
that's what
dog
happened.
that decided to take a dump in the car.
Right on the chair.
We're just ignoring him the whole drive up. Oh, that's what's going on there.
So that's where
So,
that was. So you're
yeah.
what? From Omaha, 4 hours?
3.5.
Okay,
Yep.
so
Yep.
not horrible.
Yep. 3. Yep. Well, but 2.5, 3, depending on which side
Yeah.
you end up on.
Okay.
But yeah, we're not far. We have lots of racers come from from Omaha,
Do you?
Lincoln,
Yeah.
this area. Yeah, it's
Okay.
really nice. We like that.
So what's your background? Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Crofton. I'm from
Okay.
right in that neck of the woods, and moved away for a little bit through college and got married and ended up back in that neck of the woods. And I get
Cool.
I'm one of those few people, I love small towns and I love that little area. So I get to work remote from there, which is great.
Nice.
Yeah, it works great for us.
What did you go to school for?
Communication, media studies.
Okay. And is that kind of how you're putting it to work now today?
Yeah. I work for a marketing agency in Sioux Falls. So
Okay.
I get to work remote from home and travel to Sioux Falls every once in a while. And then I get to do a little bit for my community too.
Cool.
And that's what this is about with the damn race. And it's more than just a half marathon or whatever. There's it's a triathlon. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's
yeah. There's
That's what it looked like when you sent the link.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, it's a sprint triathlon.
Okay.
It's pretty unique because instead of the open water swim, we do a kayak portion. So it's a 1.5 mile kayak on Lewis and Clark Lake off the beach at our state park system. And then you run a 5K through the state park and then you bike those 12 miles into Crofton.
Okay.
So, when the whole thing started 7 years ago, the goal was we need to connect Crofton with this beautiful lake, this place, right? We need to remind people that Crofton and Lake and Crofton, let's let people experience both. Let's welcome them to our community. So they created something that literally connects the state park to
Wow.
Crofton.
Okay, so then how did it start? If it was 7 years ago, was it just a handful of people?
Yeah.
And then it just grew and grew?
Yeah, small
Okay.
town, right?
Yeah.
That's how things started.
Yeah.
It was they were very wise. It was a small group of an economic development group under the city. And, I think they came together. It was like the grocery store owner and the Johnny Ostermeyer, he's my other race director, my race husband. He's the high school principal and he's an athlete, so he's really into this stuff. And we had just a small group of people, and they kind of realized we need to figure this out. If Crofton as a community is going to draw new people, we need to figure out how to connect them. And so they came up with this. I don't think it's a totally new idea. I think there's other places that have kayaking instead of swimming, but it's really special. It's a really special race.
Well, the terrain, the scenery alone is worth it. If you're into that type of stuff, you're not going to get a better jog or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because it's just beautiful.
Yeah, that bike race is the worst part, that 12 miles, because those hills really kill people. And if they're not ready, because I think people forget to train for the kayak portion too. Like, oh, I can kayak 1.5 miles, and then they get out and do that, and they're like, oof, that was harder than I thought, you know. And then they do the run, which kind of feels good, and then they get on that bike, and we lose people in the first 4 miles of the bike route. Yeah.
Oh, see, yeah. I'm not a biker, and I've always said, I can run, I'll walk. Don't put me on a bike. I don't like biking. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But kayaking, I don't know. Like, that's got to be just full upper body.
You guys could do like a family thing. You can do the running. Ben, you could do the kayaking.
It's probably
and
just
Joel could
one
do the
person
biking.
has to do it all.
Yeah,
It's true. You can have a team.
Oh, you
yeah.
can?
Really?
Yeah,
All
we love
right.
it. We love
See?
it.
You know who would
There we
like
go.
this, Ben? Is Matt. My sister's husband. He loves to, like, do this stuff, and remember, he doesn't like to swim. So there you
Yeah,
go.
could get on a boat.
Yeah.
He
Get
can
on a little
kayak.
boat. Yeah, kayak.
Okay, and so this is in July.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, you pick the hottest day, month
Well,
ever.
you can get
what?
in the water and everything, so it's good.
I know, but yeah.
It's true. We've been pretty lucky. We've always had pretty good weather.
Oh, good.
But though I will say, I mean, there's always like these natural disasters that affect our race, right? Like smoke. We've had smoke index become problems. Last year there was E. coli. They tested for E. coli in the lake.
Oh,
Like the
gosh.
week before, which apparently they always do. And with heat, E. coli levels are always a little bit higher. So then there was like this big E. coli warning that went out, and that was a real bummer. You know, I had to really do some PR work on that one. COVID year was a real rough one, but we were able to do it. We
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we
Good.
did.
Good for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, we have this wonderful partnership with the Game and Parks because it's hosted at the state park. And so the Game and Parks was great that year. I was like on the phone with commissioners, and they wanted it to happen too. They wanted people to get outdoors and exercise and do things like that. And so they worked with us. It
That's
was really
what we
great.
were all told to do. So like it seems like that fits pretty well.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were literally spraying kayaks with sanitizer after every.
Oh, my God.
I mean, we did. I look back.
Did it make it like slippery or anything?
Yeah, I'm sure it did. I mean, I was just so thankful that we were able to have it, I think, by that point, that I would have done anything. I mean, I would have sprayed my body with sanitizer if they asked me to.
So you had like a fertilizer pump spray thing? that
Literally,
just-
yeah.
Oh.
We had volunteers with pump spray. They had them on backpacks, and they were spraying. It was great.
Y'all were inventive, though.
And
I
people
mean,
were happy. Yeah, small towns, we're creative, right? We're
yeah.
we're creative. We'll do just about anything to have a good time.
No, that's really good that you got the support from the Game and Parks. And in that area, it's really unique. There's, I'm biased. I'm from up there, but I think that's 3 of the best parks there is. When you look at Crofton, Ponca, and Niobrara, just the scenery, the different things to do, and the support. Yeah, I mean, Ponca does this expo, I think it's called, the outdoor expo. That brings in thousands and thousands and thousands of people over like a 4-day weekend. It's crazy. Like, I've covered it a few times for News Channel Nebraska and just been there for fun too.
Yeah.
But it's huge, and it does so much for the town too.
Yeah, it really does. Ponca's a great example of that. I love that event. It's
So
true.
then do you do this race yourself?
I know this surprises you because I'm so buff, but I'm not a racer.
You're not?
No.
Okay.
My
You're the
husband
director,
is.
yes.
Yeah, my husband is. If I raced, I don't have time to race that day. I'm so busy. But
Yeah.
my husband is. In fact, after the first year we had like 30 people, and we thought, whoa, like we've got this, right? Like, this is going to be the best thing ever. And then we doubled it the next year.
Oh my gosh.
And doubled it the next year. And, now we're nearing 300 every year. And throwing out 300 kayaks onto Lewis and Clark Lake is a
Does
blast.
that actually fit?
Well, we
You
do
have
'em-
heats?
We do them at about 15 at a time.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But Craig started racing. First thing he did was he went and bought a really nice bike, which our bike shop loves us, because they sell a lot of bikes. Yeah, buy a nice bike. Yeah. And we started traveling around to other triathlons because he was like, I think I could get into this. And I was like, sure, me and my kids held the signs, But we got to these races, and at the end, he would work really hard and he'd make it through. But at the end, they'd like, hoorah, here's a sloppy Joe sandwich and a, pat on the back. And the after parties were really lame. They were really boring, and there was no music and there was no camaraderie. And Craig was kind of the one that was like, gosh, I did the race so I could like talk to other people about their bikes. And you're a racer, right? Or he really liked meeting new racers and people, and he wanted a beer and he wanted a Bloody Mary. And, thank you.
That's the official beer of the Nebraska Marathon.
Beer. I love that. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. So I think it was at that point that me being the marketer and him being the racer, I went back and I said, guys, this is how we can really make this different, is we can be the best after party around. And that really caught on. And
who doesn't love a good party?
Yeah. So we have racers of all levels and all talents, and some of them come just for the Bloody Mary at the end and the live music and the celebration. It's good. It's good.
Wow.
When did this all start?
The party or the race itself?
Yeah, the whole event. Like how did it begin?
Yeah. So it was about 7 years ago. And like I said, it was this small economic development group that kind of came together and saw this vision. I actually came on after, like later in that year to help mark. They called me up and, and they were like, hey, you know how to run a Facebook page, right? And I was like, yeah, So I jumped in as just helping them with marketing. And then we screwed up a ton that first year. We had no idea what we were doing. we like borrowed a finish line from, a triathlon in Yankton, and our race timer showed up and we didn't have anything he needed. We had no idea what we were doing, but we did great. Yeah. We got
but if
there.
you don't mess up, you have to, then I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. Like you're going to mess up and then learn and do it better each year. Do you think every year it's gotten better? Or are you guys at that point where you're like, okay, 7 years in, we're good? Like,
no, we definitely get better every year.
Okay.
And we screw up every year.
Yeah. Still,
you should. You should screw up. I will tell you, our volunteers, we have hundreds of volunteers, and they make it better in ways that I don't even know. Like there's things that happen. There's new traditions that have popped up every year that I don't even know are going on. Like they just kind of happen. Trying to think. Oh, a great example. Our water stations. We have water stations along the path. And one year they just all started like dressing up silly and doing themes, and it's like blown up into this full out competition against there's like 12 water stations. That one year there was like a Napoleon Dynamite themed water station.
Gosh, that's awesome.
Last year there was a Dolly Parton one that was really great. They're just pickle. There's a pickle water station where they give out pickle shots along the route.
But how fun is that? I'm imagining as you're racing, you're kind of, it's a little, not boring, but you want to look forward to something, and then you're going to a new water station, you don't know what's going to be there. That's exciting.
Yeah, it fits into that party theme, right? Like this should be the most fun you've had in a long time.
Yeah.
And the volunteers see that and they love being a part of it. And so my volunteers, they come back year after year. They love it. I never have to ask volunteers. I call we have the fire department. I know you're on the fire department, right? And the EMT squads, and we have Yankton Search and Rescue out on the lake in boats. And I call them every year, and I say, guys, you're going to come back this year? And they're like, Heidi, we already talked about it. Don't worry about it. You're on our agenda. You're on our schedule.
You're booked out for years.
Yeah.
What was it originally created for? Like, what was the idea? Do you know? Were you involved in that?
Yeah. It's a fundraising event. We want to develop, at one point we dreamed of having a trail between Crofton and the lake, like a biking trail. I mean, how cool would that be, right? That's really hard to do because it's a state highway. So we shifted to partnering with the state park and doing a walking, biking trail there. And so to this day, we pledge $5,000 every year towards that walking, biking trail. So we're well over $30,000 now. That state park, I don't know if you've heard it all, but Wygon is now, they got some great funding to like double the size of their marina.
I did see that on the news. I did.
And do a whole new, shop there. And that state park is no longer kind of this sleepy little gem in northeast Nebraska. They're expanding. And so this partnership has been really good. And that's going to happen. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. So it's really all about recreation, attracting new people, because small towns tend to do these festivals that only include their own town.
Yeah.
Like car shows are great, and we have great fish fries, and we have amazing events, but they're for our community, which they should be, by the way. Like we should have community events. But this is something where we said, no, we want to introduce new people. Yeah, we want out-of-towners to come and out-of-staters. I mean, I think we have like representation from 18 states now that have come to our race from all over the country.
So I just Googled a couple things real quick. Is it true that the population in Crofton is less than 800?
Yeah.
Really?
Which is cool.
Yeah, it's a tiny town.
Yeah.
I love it. I love tiny towns.
And so then just straight north is where the dam and I guess, the lake, whatever that you would call, because it's the river, right, that comes through there.
Yep.
And then I was just looking at a couple of things that are on the map here, and you're just right down the road from, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but Menominee, is that right?
Yeah, that's where I got married.
Is it? Mm-hmm. And this is the town. This is the smallest town in the country, right?
He's trying to say Monowai.
Oh, I got it wrong.
Town.
Oh,
wrong town. Yeah,
dang it, my bad.
Menominee might be right there with Monowai. I think they maybe have 4 people and a dog. Yeah.
No, I got that wrong.
Quadruples the population there. Shout out Elsie.
Yeah, LC.
I've never heard of either of those towns, just so you know. But I mean, if it's a town of 4, most people probably wouldn't.
No.
Right.
It's a cool looking area though. That
and it's Gavin's Point Dam for people. We've been talking about.
Is that what it
dam.
is, Gavin's Point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yep, Gavin's Point Dam. It's, I would call that whole region like chalk rock region, because the bluffs against the lake are this orange and red, and it's really beautiful. There's these big, deep bluffs, and there's even little, like there's like a chalk rock dam where there's a cute little lake, and it's all chalk rock.
Yeah.
The church in Menominee where I got married is made of chalk rock. Like they carved this soft stone and built a church out of it. Yeah. So it's a neat area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
very cool.
The dam right up from that Fort Randall Dam, St. Francis Case. There's a really, really old church that they've preserved over the years that's chalk rock like that.
Yeah.
And it was the battle site of a famous shootout, and there's this big story behind it, but it's just fascinating driving by it and the way they were able to keep it together.
So wait, in South Dakota, there's actually like mountains. It's not flat.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying it's I know, but for people that don't know, it doesn't look like Nebraska. It's not flat. Like it's beautiful.
I think people definitely think of Nebraska as flat, but
I'm saying South Dakota, it's way more.
Yeah.
There's more elevation. There's a lot more to look at.
But
I'm just trying to paint this picture for people that are listening. Like, what? It's not flat in South Dakota either. No, I mean obviously people know there's some hills, but I don't know. This sounds really, 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 really scenic. And,
it is.
Yeah,
it is, and like. For me, I grew up basically an hour straight west of Crofton, same type of terrain. So, like, I didn't understand when people are saying Nebraska's flat.
Oh, so at your farm, you have a lot of terrain?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't been there. You've only taken this guy.
Real hilly and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so I need to go.
Yep.
I'm just inviting myself.
Well, yeah, we'll get you up there.
Okay.
Go deer hunting, right?
Duh.
Yeah. She's a deer hunter now. Yeah.
I got my first deer.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, not that I'm bragging or anything.
No, you should be.
Only been out a couple years. Finally got one. It's okay. Just took a little bit.
And that's a huge part of what goes on in Crofton, too. Like, that's a hunting and fishing community. So anytime you can tie an event like this into the game and parks or the outdoors, I feel like that's just a perfect fit. Everybody can get into it.
It's true. It's true. You can't be. Can I cuss? Is there cussing on this? You really, you can't be a pansy ass to do our race. Now, I'm not saying you have to be an elite racer. In fact, we often say, if you're coming for the for the prize money, you're at the wrong race.
Yeah.
You know, it's
go do a 5K.
Yeah, go somewhere where there's prize money.
Yeah.
However, if you're an elite racer and you want to come for the right reasons, come on in. Like, you're welcome. But
if you like Bloody Marys,
or come for the after party.
Yeah.
So how long does a race last? I mean,
gosh,
typically it starts 8 a.m.
Yeah, we do have a half marathon now because we basically have it built in with that route. So that starts at 7. First kayaks hit the water at 8, and usually everybody's done by noon. It's pretty quick. Yeah,
that's not bad.
Yeah, and they all end right on Main Street, Crofton. Doug and Juliet DeShazer. Doug is our local. We call him our pulley man. You know how small towns kind of have these characters. You know, these people. Yep. Doug's a character. He's from Omaha originally, actually, and. He has the largest hay pulley collection on display in the country.
Really?
Right? Yeah, he's like president of the Hay Pulley Association, which is a thing. It is a thing.
Oh.
Interesting.
And he has refurbished all these hay pulleys. They're really beautiful. And he has this space on Main Street, Crofton, where they're all displayed really nicely. And the history is there, and you put a quarter in Doug and he'll go. But he's also a caterer, a very talented caterer and contractor. So he's built this, really it's event space in this pulley museum. And that's where we end it. So remember how I talked about the tavern meat? Nothing against taverns. I love taverns. But Doug makes a really good finish line meal. He makes like this great chicken breast sandwich and great salads, homemade cookies. You know, he gets into the food of it, and he's the Bloody Mary guy.
Yeah.
So Doug is he's pretty key.
So no sloppy joes at your race.
No.
You're getting a good meal at the end.
And then everyone can really enjoy it because they earned it, right?
Yeah.
They completed the race. Now it's time to, pig out in Crofton.
Yeah.
You mentioned 18 states now have been part of this, about 300 a year. What's like the farthest? You guys, people from the West Coast, East Coast, where do you draw? Because I think if someone were to find this and they're into racing and doing these different things, this would be a no-brainer for me, on the trail.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if this was your thing, why wouldn't you head to the Midwest?
Got to hit it up. Got to go to Crofton.
Yeah, do this.
Do the damn race.
It might be like just some light competition fun, but then it's on. Like it's just it's a whole experience.
You did the one thing in St. Louis. Then your next one's in Denver. In between there, hit up Crofton.
Hello,
right?
Nebraska.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
That's exactly it. And a lot of people are trying to do a race in every state. There's like this whole group, which I didn't know, especially half marathoners. Half marathoners, I love them, but they're a little needy, right? They need.
I ran a half marathon just once.
Did you need like porta potties and oranges and electrolytes and
Do you fit the bill?
Yeah.
I just ran. I mean, it was my only one I've ever done. I said I would never do it again.
Do you fit the needy bill?
I definitely need a porta potty, but if there's only a bush and I gotta go, I'm gonna go.
Gotta go.
Well, we got you porta potties. Don't worry.
I don't know about the oranges. What are oranges gonna do? Isn't that like a kindergarten soccer game? Oranges at halftime?
I would think your response would be there's some fruit and vegetables in that Bloody Mary. That's at the end of the race.
Just saying.
It's electrolytes.
That's great. I love that. But they do. Those half marathoners, they actually, we had this sweet old couple from California last year that came together, and they had these capes on, these matching capes that had a map. And they were coloring in every state that they had done a half marathon together. And they walked the half marathon for the most part, and hand in hand. They were holding hands. I wish I had a picture. I'll send you a picture. They walked it hand in hand and stopped at every water station along the way and just talked with people. They loved it. They were a blast.
That's cool.
That's
yeah,
cool.
it was cool.
Yeah, see, I bet that's such an experience too. That's definitely not something that you get at every race.
Right. And not just for them, but for us too, our volunteers, the families that are at those water stations. Gosh, they get to meet all kinds of new people. And, my daughter is 13. She'll be 14 by race day, and she's going to do the race for the first time this year. And,
with your husband?
No, she's
Like
doing
thing?
she's doing a youth team, so youth teams can do it.
Okay.
And so she has two other buddies that are doing it with her, and she's
she's
doing
gonna
the
do what?
biking. The biking.
Oof, go, girl.
I'm a little nervous, yeah.
But she probably has a good bike from your guy.
She does, and they'll train. They train together. Yeah, she'll be fine. It's me.
You that's worried. I mean, my head's spinning. I think we could get a team.
Sounds
That's
fun.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Ben.
You guys go for it. Yeah.
What would you do?
I mean, this is one that I could probably get behind because I don't need to do the whole thing. Like, I could just take like a leg of it.
I think you could do the kayaking like pretty badass. I mean,
I can help Doug.
you carry hoses and
can
do
help.
it like that's hardcore.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'll take that
Andy,
part.
do you want a bike?
Well, I was gonna hang out with the Doug,
Oh,
the Bloody Mary guy, the hay pulley guy.
yeah.
I love that stuff.
Andy's got it figured out.
What would you name your team? That's the most important part, the name. And the matching T-shirts, you know.
We could do that.
Ooh.
Names are fun. Names are fun.
I'm totally not kidding. Are you kidding?
About
Because I
what?
would do this. You
Sure.
know I
I
would
knew
do
you
this.
would. I knew
That's
you
cool.
would, Morgan.
Yeah.
I knew this was right up your
I'm
alley.
like not joking. I'm surprised you said that you would do this.
When is the
The 27th. She already said it. It's already in my head.
July?
7/27.
This coming up.
Yeah.
You guys could stay in our cabin up in Lynch.
You got some training to do.
Yep. Got a little
Let's
training.
go.
You got some time to work with. Yeah.
I'm already training
All right. Well,
for my
whatever.
50 miles, which we need to talk about too.
Sign it up. Let's go.
All right.
We just need one more.
And you guys have the kayaks?
Yeah.
all right.
Actually, you know, the state park provides all the kayaks, which is
Oh,
pretty
wow.
cool. Now,
Yeah.
But then how do you practice? Do we have a kayak? Is that what we have
I
at the
think we
lake?
have one. Yeah.
And your mom has one.
Yeah, I believe so.
it's all about core, the kayaks. It's
Yeah.
all about core and balance.
Yeah.
Arm strength is okay,
Oh,
but it's
so
all
it's-
about core. Yeah.
Get that 6-pack out for the summer. Woo!
Something
Like
like
it.
that.
Andy's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I tapped out here.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this.
I did track through high school. And
If I'm doing this, then you're doing it. Don't even try to get out of
what would I do? Get on a bike? I don't have
something.
He doesn't know. We got to get Matt to do the bike.
Hey, whatever.
There we go. I like bike. Yeah. I could be out
So
there.
are you
like,
guys still
half
wanting
kayak.
teams though? Or is there a
Yes.
cutoff or how does that work? You know, just for people that listen and may think the same thing as us, that they could do this.
Yes, we want you to register up until the day before.
Oh,
We're-
okay.
We love it.
I
yeah.
gotcha.
No, we'll take them. You know, lots of people, I think, you know, want to make sure they're ready for it. And
Yeah.
so they'll go out. I mean, of course, the price starts going up. So registering now would be best. But no, we'll take you. We're not too rigid. We want people just to come and race. We
Yeah.
want them just to enjoy it. Like I said, nothing brings me more joy than seeing, you know, like a mom who's been, because I drive that road every day, right? So I can see moms training with, you know, pushing strollers out on that.
Oh my gosh,
out
and
on
you're
that
like,
route.
this is my thing.
I'm like,
I-
yeah,
Yay.
do it. I'm so proud of them. And so nothing brings me more joy when a new person, or well, actually, when I lose a volunteer to the race, when they volunteer and they're like, I can do this. I'm like, yeah, I'll find a new spot for you. Don't worry. Get out there and do it. That makes me so happy. And I love seeing people come from all over the place, but those first time racers and, you know, when they cross that finish line, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I
It's
bet.
so great.
So wait, now this isn't your full-time job,
No, gosh. It
You're
could
like,
be.
oh.
The month of July, it's kind of my full-time job.
is it?
No, it's great. We have a really good committee. I should not. That's the thing. I shouldn't mention that. My race husband, Johnny Ostermeyer, is great. He's the school principal though, so he could never leave. He could never leave this week. And we have a full committee. You know, Doug, the pulley man, and you know, we still have these active volunteers. And like I said, there's some things that I don't even touch, like the water station crew. My sister runs that, and I don't even touch that. She takes care of the water station crew. And the
Yeah.
state park, gosh, they are so good to us. They bring volunteers from all over the state, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, sounds like you guys got it going on.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So it's not that crazy. I mean, I was looking on the website here. If you do a team, it's less than $100 for the team to participate, right?
Yep, you got it.
And then if you do a kids team, it's $75. If you want to do something individual, $65. That's pretty affordable, pretty easy. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
What's that website?
So I just typed in Crofton Dam Race, which you probably know off the top of your head. What is the website?
Yep, it's croftonsdamrace.com. So it's Crofton with an S.
Crofton's.
Because we own
Yep.
the dam,
Oh.
Crofton's Dam Race.
Okay. Make sure you put the S.
Yep.
You'll find us. We're out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
It does, we have tried to just let the race kind of, like the race family kind of take the lead on some things too. I have a great story if you'll let me tell it.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, please.
A man named Neil Newhoffen, who's like, he's a dad. He's not like this physical specimen. I don't know how else to say Neil, and he would be okay if he was listening. Sorry, Neil. He would be okay with that. But he's great. His son had graduated from high school the first year we did this, and his son last minute signed up for the race. And his son was a great cross country runner. So Neil was like, I can do that. And that's kind of the way Neil's voice is. I can do that. He kind of talks out of the side of his mouth. Mm-hmm. And he did the race, didn't train at all for it. The first year did the whole race in jorts. Do you wear jorts?
Jean shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
No way.
no kidding. And
Chafing.
they were real jorts too. Like he literally cut off jeans, and they were great. They were great jean shorts, and he did it. And we were all, super proud of Neil. And then he came back the next year and did it in jorts. But he had a new bike, so he did a little bit better. So I think he did the race in jorts for like 4 or 5 years. And I honestly think it's because he doesn't own like athletic shorts.
Like gym shorts.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so we created this because there again, we like to celebrate the winners because they work really hard and they deserve to be celebrated. But we also kind of want to celebrate the people who, like show the spirit of the race, or who maybe are a little bit grittier, aren't pansy asses, right?
Right.
Like we kind of want to celebrate those people too. And so we created the Neil Newhoffen Spirit of the Jorts Award. And I tell you what, people stick around at that award ceremony for that award every year because it always goes to, that racer that his kayak fell over in the water and he had to pull it back to shore and start over. Or a couple years ago, a couple of sisters from Yankton, one of the gals, her bike was stuck in a gear. And so the whole bike route, they were trading bikes with each other. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they stopped at one of the last water stations, and a little girl had her bike and said, do you want to just take my bike? And they did. So these two sisters came through the finish line with a little kid's bike that they borrowed from a water station and a good bike. And so it was like,
No way.
That's
That's
funny.
awesome.
Jorts Award, right?
The Jorts Award.
And so we got a hold of those first jorts from Neil and have it on a big board, and we list the winner.
That's a
every
good
year.
sport right there.
Yeah.
He sounds like a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I mean, to have an award named after you. I mean, so you're saying two people can bike together on the same team?
No, not on the same team.
Okay, so they were.
Those two sisters just
They were on
both tried up.
I
Yep,
see.
they both
Okay.
signed up.
Yeah,
But
gotcha.
you can have a team of two. You don't always have to have three.
The three,
So if you
yeah.
wanted to run and bike and you wanted to kayak, you could do that.
No.
And you wanted to hand out beers at the finish line.
I could put on a pair of jorts. I could be at a water station. I could do all those things. But I don't know if I can run or,
You can
or
bike?
I don't know.
Did I hear you say you want to bike?
Oh man.
I heard it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Let's put a pin in it.
It's not that far away. You better start wrapping your head around
Yeah,
it.
no kidding. You better go spend about $1,000 on a bike too.
Yeah. I think we could get a bike. We could figure something out.
Yeah.
Just
Heck
need
yeah.
a fucking biker.
Sounds fun, man.
Yeah, I think so. I know. I think I don't know if it was with you or somebody else, but I got a bunch of video and I made a 30-second commercial out of it for the network. This was 2 or 3 years ago, and that's when I became aware of this event. And I always thought it looked really cool. So
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
Yeah,
for
how
having
did you
me.
guys meet? From that? Or you just reached out?
I got an email
Okay.
from Heidi through News Channel Nebraska.
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, we could just do a little blip or a news hit or whatever. But if you really want to get into it, we do a podcast. So thank you for coming down,
hanging
out at the ranch with us a little bit here, and getting in the old studio with us.
I love it.
I mean, it's a hike for you, so now you have to head on home and.
Yeah, no, we love to have folks on site, so it's awesome that you traveled down here. And this is a cool deal. I think for sure Morgan's committed. Mm-hmm. I don't know about myself or Andy, but
oh my gosh! Now you're bailing because you heard that she said someone's.
Oh, maybe I'll sign up Ashley. You and Ashley could knock this thing
flipped
out.
over.
I bet Ashley would do it. Yep.
Yeah,
we have plenty of people. I'm not worried about that. Okay. But he's doing it.
Okay. Well,
Common folk team.
That will be our team.
There we go.
Common folk team.
Yeah,
okay.
Our team.
Well, if it's that, then I would have to.
So, right.
Yeah.
You would have to.
Now I'm getting roped into it here.
Matching T-shirts.
We could pull that one off.
So, folks can hit up that website, croftonsdamrace.com, right?
Yes. Good job.
You can sign up right on there. Looks super easy to do. So check it out. Come to town. A lot of folks that listen to us are like just kind of all over the area. So it'd be awesome if we had some folks come in.
That would be cool.
Maybe, man, what would be fun is like if anybody who listens to the podcast came to this and wanted to do this, they could be part of like Team Common Folk.
We could have more than one team.
We'll give them a T-shirt. We'll get them outfitted.
I like that. Our jorts. We'll see.
Jorts.
We'll
do custom jorts.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Guys, custom jorts.
100%.
But how do you get them worn in like perfectly, like a good pair of jorts should be?
We'll just hit Goodwill. We'll hit wherever else. Yeah. We'll just buy a bunch of things. We'll embroider some cool stuff on them.
You got that new branding iron.
Yep. People will have
I
to
just
wear
can't imagine this guy in jorts on a bike. I mean,
I can.
There's got to be some chafing.
Probably.
Northeast Nebraska
That's why I don't like biking.
is a thing. It
hurts your butt.
I love it.
That's where you're from.
Yep.
It's true. It's incredible. Neil is incredible, though. He's one in a million.
That's awesome.
It's got to be. It's got to be. Is there anything we left out? What else can you tell us? Anything else? Or did we cover it all?
Gosh,
is there the website, any social?
Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah. Remember, that's the way I started was, hey, do you know how to run a Facebook page? Sure do.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
So there definitely is.
We do. We're on Facebook.
Okay.
We're on Instagram. Yeah, we're all over the place.
Good.
Just find us and reach out to me. I'm the one that answers questions on the website. Or
Perfect.
I'm happy. I love answering questions that racers have because it is a different kind of race, right? Like you're going to get dirty, you're going to get sand in your shoes, and people wonder what to wear. You have to bring a life jacket. There's no exclusion there. Helmets. Like I love talking to people about the race because newcomers, they don't quite know what to expect.
Yeah.
Just don't ask me about the hills. I'm just not going to answer that question. You just got to come and see it for yourself.
You just got to deal with it.
See for yourself.
Yeah. The pickle station is usually at the top of the worst hills. So just watch for the pickle station. You'll be okay. And that's
the worst running or biking?
Biking, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Make sure your gears work. Make sure you got your gears going on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, at least you would be flat in the water. That would be easy.
Hey, I'll be fine. It doesn't really matter what the situation is.
Oh,
there we go.
All right, I like the attitude now.
Yeah, here we go.
He's there. He's into it.
Sounds like we're doing it.
All right.
So.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. It's great to meet you.
Yeah,
this was
Good
great.
times. Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, we'll close it out.
All right, peace.
See you
later.